So the Yankees are on a roll, right? They've won their fourth straight game. They're going for the sweep tonight in Seattle versus the Mariners before an off day tomorrow, and then they head over to Los Angeles where they play the Dodgers. And there's going to be some roster changes that happen before that as well, because you've got Tommy Kahnle and Josh Donaldson scheduled to come back on Friday and join the team in LA, whereas Stanton's a couple of days behind, maybe a week behind. He just started his rehab assignment yesterday. Him and Donaldson and Kahnle, I think, are in AA at Somerset. So, so that's where we're at right now. So, but again, the roster moves when they come out, you'll get them. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, I hope you enjoy the content enough to do that. Just don't do that before. I mean, make sure you do that before you leave, but don't leave before you do that. So, because I'll make sure that you know everything that's going on. But let's just be real about the Josh Donaldson and Giancarlo Stanton situation, okay? And Josh Donaldson, I mean, the way that it looks like to me, I mean, he's heating up a little bit in AA Somerset. No surprise, major league players should be able to heat up in AA baseball. So, and that's at the bare minimum, right? Even if you're 37 or whatever hell age he is. So, uh, but I think the Yankees are really, really hoping that something happens, and which gives them enough ammunition to justify moving on from him at some point, even if they eat his contract for this year. He's got a $6 million buyout next year or a $16 million option, which I don't think is going to be exercised. I think they're going to give him the $6 million buyout and move on. So, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. But I think a lot of folks would agree that a lot of folks just want the Yankees to move on from him. Okay, which leads me to believe, and I think the Yankees, the sentiment is differently, because I think him and Stanton are going to be walking back to a different reality. The Yankees are better now; they're clicking on a lot of cylinders. The chemistry is good. The athleticism is more. The speed is better, and you have two older guys coming back that might disrupt a lot of this chemistry. Now, Donaldson obviously would be the much easier one to move on from. It would suck because they're not big fans of eating contracts, but they just did it with Aaron Hicks, which surprised everybody. But they did pleasantly surprised everybody. But when it regards to Josh Donaldson, I'm not exactly sure whether they're going to do it or not. But again, I really do hope, I really do think, I should say, that I think a lot of them are hoping that there's another setback or whatnot where they can say, okay, this guy can't stay healthy. We need to DFA him, eat his salary, and move on. Andres Chaparro, whoever, right? Just move on and keep him moving, keep young. Now, with regards to Giancarlo Stanton, he has the bigger problem, because there are a limited amount of teams that he can be that would take his contract. First of all, probably less than a handful, half a handful. And to top that all off, there's hardly any teams that he's willing to be traded to. Might be one or two at this point, maybe the Dodgers, but I don't know. So, and he vetoed a trade to the Giants. So he said he wanted to be here. So, I mean, the fact is, I think the Yankees and him are going to be stuck together. He's got 4 more years left on his contract and a 5-year option for 2028. I was really hoping that at that point he'd be inching towards 500 home runs. He's almost at 400 now, but he's having the same problem. You can't miss 6 weeks, 8 weeks in the season and expect to still put yourself on par in position. And again, he's becoming, he's scary as hell when he's at bat, right? When he's hot, I should say. But the same thing happens when he comes off the disabled list of the IL. He stinks for a couple weeks, and then he gets hot for a while, and then he stays hot for a while, and then he gets hurt, and it's just like rinse and repeat. So I don't know how much patience teams have for that. Hardly any, I'm guessing. And I think the Yankees are running out of patience with it too. You got to figure out a way to keep this guy healthy. And I know Aaron Boone says these guys are everyday players. I get it. What else are you going to say? Managers are not going to say, they're not going to throw the players under the bus and say, I believe this. No, they're not going to do that. So, but these guys are really having trouble staying healthy, unfortunately. And while, again, Donaldson's an elite defender, can be productive with the bat, but is inconsistent. And Stanton, when he's healthy and he's productive, he's unstoppable. But it comes in spurts. So, but again, they're going to be both of them be walking into a different reality now, because the team is kind of moving on without them, right? So, and I think I'm hearing from a lot of fans now too that a lot of fans wish that somebody would just take Stanton off the books. And I get it. Believe me, I like both of them. I like Stanton. I've liked him since he's been here. But these injuries are just wiping out his ability to not only continue to pursue milestones, but to be very valuable to the team. So And the Yankees have had far too many injury issues. Not only this year, I mean, it's an every year thing for the Yankees. It's like 10 or 15 guys in the IL every single season. So they still haven't had, like, Canley's not back yet, but he's scheduled to be back. So I'm excited about that. Rodon hasn't started yet, but I'm excited about that. And, Stanton, Donaldson, like other guys are still. Now it's Harrison Bader. Now it's just it's a nonstop rotating disable list. It's unfortunate. So but let me know what you think. I mean, I think they're walking into different realities, and I do think the Yankees potentially could be trying to quietly look for a taker for Giancarlo Stanton. While it would stink, I think it would be a short-term hit. Yes, again, I like Stanton. He's been a good teammate. He's been a good player and a total pro. So I get, and he carries himself. I love the way he carries himself. Just the way I love the way IKF carries himself. These guys take the heat. They put their heads down. They keep their mouth shut. They stay out of trouble. They do the work. Period. Those are the types of pros I love on the team. So would I be upset if he stayed? No. I would be disappointed if he kept getting hurt every single year. This guy, he's 33. He's not 57. So we've got to figure out a way to keep this guy healthy. So there's a lot of lower body things. We got to work on some training, some flexibility, whatever the heck you got to work on. Got to get this guy healthy. So, and again, he's one of the most powerful men in the whole baseball. We need that. Okay, especially at bat. But I think they're both walking into it. The reality is going to be different for these two now. And I just feel more. I feel that more every single day. But I want to know what you think. Let me know. Load up the comments. Let's talk about it. Obviously, I'll be back later with the lineups and any roster moves that happen. I think the roster moves will probably happen on Thursday. But maybe before that. Maybe after the game tonight. So before their off day, so they can travel. Tomorrow they probably do have to make the roster moves because they're gonna need to travel there, all that stuff. So maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. But let's get into this one. Donaldson, Stanton. Do you want both of them back? Do you want none of them back? Do you want one of them back? Load up the comments. Let's talk about it because this is one again. This is food for thought. And again, there's a lot of moves I would make, and I've said this already. I would option out right now Oswaldo Cabrera, let him work on his hitting mechanics in the minors. It's not necessarily a knock on him; he just needs to refine some things. He needs to refine some things. Just like a lot of folks think, Volpe needs the same type of thing, but he comes back, hits these great home runs, and he always comes back and he shows his fight. We're not seeing a lot from Oswaldo Cabrera, unfortunately, at the plate. See it in the field. I like his defense, but again, we need him more at the plate. And I don't want him to get to the point where he's starting to be considered an overhyped prospect or a bust, because I don't think he is. But that's my 2 cents right now. I wanted to talk about this one because, and a lot of folks have opinions, and your opinions are very valid. So load up the comments with them, please. What would you do if you could move Stanton? How much of the contract would you eat? Would he? I mean, because I can only see him waving a no trade to maybe one or two teams, probably the Dodgers, and I don't know who the hell else the other team would be. But so let's just say the Dodgers. How much of the contract do you think you'd have to eat? What would you expect in return? So, because I think if they're going to trade anybody, it'll probably be Stanton if they can figure something out. But I do think they want to make it work because a lot of fans love him. The Yankees love him. But again, we need our players to be healthy on a regular basis. And he's not. Every single year he's on the IL for an extended period of time. So, and you can see when Judge is on IL, the team kind of doesn't perform. Okay? And when you have Stanton on the IL, sometimes it doesn't perform, sometimes it does. So, just like right now, they've been performing, but they went through a really rough stretch without Stanton too. They need his bat in the lineup. They need it. So, let's get into it, gang. Talk to you soon.